go, hey, Kody, I'm out. And I was like, I don't want to be a quitter. And she's going, well, you're a coward. Well, no, 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 no. I'm not a coward. Nothing scares me but poverty. Nothing. I've only said it a couple times. If you're not happy here, you can leave. I didn't expect that you're not happy here would mean you're going to leave. Oh, I was a polygamist. It's all ego, baby.
Hey everyone, it's Katie Joy from Without a Crystal Ball. It's Wednesday, June 14th. Kody Brown's neighbor emailed me this morning. That's how my morning started out, an email from Kody Brown's neighbor. And boy, was this neighbor annoyed. And I'm going to tell you about why they're annoyed and the ruckus, the caruckus that is created in the life of Kody Brown and Robyn Brown and his junkyard that he is creating. And I'm also going to tell you about a rumor that was created by the Sun and solved by the Sun, all in the name of clickbait. And I'm also going to talk to you about yesterday's video. I did a video yesterday, literally, where we talked about Kody's political donations. I want to make something super clear. I talk about fundamentalism, which unfortunately has ties with politics because that's what they do, okay? Christian fundamentalists, the Apostolic United Brethren, the polygamists, they're all intertwined in politics and they're extremists. Do I think that all Republicans are extremists? Absolutely not. So if you are a Republican, I don't hate you. I really don't. And I don't really care who Kody donates to. And I don't think all Republicans are extremists. I think Kody's an extremist because he is. I think the Duggars are extremists because they are. And if you don't fall in that line, I'm really not talking about you. And if I wasn't clear in yesterday's video, I'm so sorry. But my point of yesterday's video was he spent $9,000 over 5 months. In that same period, his daughter, Isabel, needed surgery that he had not allowed her to have. He had put on the back burner for years because he didn't want to pay for it because he didn't have health insurance, mind you. And because they didn't have health insurance, Christine was forced to get a policy because Kody wasn't providing health insurance. And that health insurance had a $50,000 deductible, and it was Christine that was forced to pay for that deductible. So while Christine was busting her butt, raising funds for her daughter to have a surgery that her dad was trying to prevent her from having, and even tried to prevent her from having right up until the end of it, he spent $9,000 on political stuff, claiming he didn't have money to help Christine. Make it make sense. I don't care if you donated to a Democrat or a Republican. You don't spend that kind of money when your kids don't have health insurance. All right, so let's talk about this neighbor. Oh my goodness, you guys. Wow. So Kody has this neighbor that I talk to every once in a while. Super nice person, by the way. Such a nice person. I actually feel bad for the neighbor because, frankly, they have to be neighbors with Kody Brown. And Kody has been less than easy to work with in a lot of different things. And unfortunately, because the property that they own at Coyote Pass is like not doing anything, it's created kind of an eyesore for the neighbors that live there and those that have houses there and those that are trying to rent their homes for their Airbnbs. And on top of that, the property location is becoming sort of like I don't even know what to call it, like a place for like internet sleuths to go to and sort of like go around on and like try to get into the property and try to like see if they can find anything. People are constantly going out to Coyote Pass, posting about it on the internet, and then when they go there, like a couple days ago, for instance, and this is no shade whatsoever to this person that did this, a creator, which I think her name was like Slightly High Historian, was out at Coyote Pass a couple days ago. And in this video, she was like, oh my gosh, is that a for sale sign? And then she's at Coyote Pass and she was like, oh, well, I drove here and I was on my way coming in through here, and basically shows the for sale sign. And quickly all over the internet, everyone's like, oh my gosh, their property is for sale. Well, in the video I told you about a couple days ago, the phone number on that tag, on that for sale sign, is actually a phone number for someone that owns property that's on Rudd Tank Road, which is the road that the woman was standing on, and not on Coyote Pass. And Cody's lots are not for sale. But everyone thinks that they are for sale. And I don't know if this is what caused this, but according to the neighbor, in the last several weeks, there has been so many people at the property, looking at the property, and they're not looking at the property that is for sale. So basically how they explained it is there's been disturbances at Coyote Pass that people are going into the property. They're trying to walk into Coyote Pass, and there's like 4 or 5 cars parked along the side at any given time. Yesterday, they said there was 4 separate cars out there, and they were just sort of like loitering around. The neighbors said that the traffic around there, in terms of like the number of people that are going around there, has been picking up. Obviously, a lot of people are interested because Kody and Robyn's due date, the maturity date for the loans that they took out against those properties, are due on the 28th and 29th of this month. So people are assuming that the properties are going to go up for sale, okay? The problem is that they're sleuthing out there to see if anything has been done. They're sleuthing out there to see if there's property for sale signs. They find a property for sale sign. They think it's the property that Kody and Robyn owns. It's not. And now the neighbors are sort of dealing with the after effects of like being neighbors with someone on Sister Wives, and it's creating like a headache for them. So Kody has not been like the best neighbor, by the way. Let me tell you a few things that I've been shared. This person has shared with me. Kody and Robyn were so broke that they didn't have the money to build, and when they were trying to build, they were trying to use the property as like a storyline for the show, and Kody was approaching contractors that were building other people's houses in Coyote Pass to see if they would do work for him for free. Cody was trying to get contractors to literally build him homes for no money, pour him slabs of concrete for no money, and he promised them exposure on TLC. Contractors in this area have enough work as it is that they didn't want to work with Kody, and they didn't believe that the return on investment would be there, and they didn't want to work for free. It can be extremely risky to do work in that way, because you're assuming that just because you're featured on a show, you're going to get more business, and that's just not how it works. So contractors would not work with Kody. Kody did not have the money. Then the next thing I was going to tell you about was they were trying to they have a well. So Kody, there was a long-standing well that was already on the property when Kody and the wives built it. But the well serves multiple homes and multiple properties, not just Kody and Robyn's. And because of that, the well is like, can pump the water, and then each of the homes, or the shared homes, some of them have their own cisterns, which are like a water tank. So the well will pump water into the water tank, which is the cistern, and then the cistern will feed the different houses. Problem here is that Kody and his neighbors were sharing cisterns, and they created a ton of mess on the road. It took Kody a ton of time to get his done. It was super expensive, and Kody didn't have the money to do that. So again, Kody didn't have money to finish basic projects on his property. He let things like common well water that was going to affect other people impact their abilities. His construction ruined their roads, so they ended up having to like fight with Kody to get things finished. The neighbors want to pave the road. Kody doesn't have money to pave the road. There's just a million reasons why it's just been such a nightmare for these neighbors. And now on top of it, they're dealing with disturbances because of him, because of Sister Wives fans. So they've basically decided now they've got cameras, I guess, and then they've they're locking the gate into Coyote Pass now, and they've entered a code. And so if you drive down there, you're not going to be able to get into the property anymore. You have to remember that even though it's vacant land, there's actually homeowners that live there. There's people that have vacation homes, and it is private property. Coyote Pass is not a public street. And so really the neighbors just want their properties not to be disturbed. So Kody's become like this nightmare neighbor. He doesn't have money to finish the roads. He held up them getting water to their properties. He's left things. And now on top of that, let's talk about what he's doing on the property. Nothing. So this property is just sitting there, and apparently Kody and his wives are using this as like a junkyard and a storage area. Kody, if you do an aerial view of his house, that he has with Robyn, there are so many cars and so many vehicles, and it literally looks like a junkyard. And someone that lives in Flagstaff said that they were driving by there and they were like looking at the house up from the road and that it literally looks like a junkyard. Well, apparently they've decided to move some of those junkyard cars over to the property. And so now he's got cars just parked there that are not moving, literally, and trailers that they're not using. And it's ugly. And he can do that because it's his property, but he's literally doing nothing on the property. Anyways, so Kody, the nightmare neighbor, has like a junkyard at Coyote Pass. Can't finish anything, and now internet sleuths have made life a little bit difficult for their neighbors. And by the way, I think if they're going to be mad at anyone, they're going to be mad at Kody and Robyn because it's the attention that they bring to the show. And I just want to be clear, like, don't expect anything to be done at Coyote Pass. Like, all the kids have already said nothing's going to happen. There's no intention to build. They're not going to build there. Nothing's going to happen there. They're going to end up selling it. So Kody's neighbors are like not happy. He's making their lives miserable. Doesn't have money to put in water, fix roads, using it as a junkyard, and using money to spend on his kids and on property for political campaigns. I also falsely said or misunderstood that you could write off donations for political campaigns. I don't know why I thought that, but you can't. So thank you to everyone in my comments to let me know about that. Also, for those of you that were upset that I brought up politics, I don't really understand how that's a big thing because like I cover fundamentalism and fundamentalists have a lot to do with politics. So I don't really cover like politics per se as more like extremism, and Kody is for sure an extremist. I'm not saying that you're an extremist if you're a Republican. I think I already said that. So now there's this new rumor. Christine is getting married to David Woolley, okay? She has been posting a ton of photos. And by the way, Isabel just had her 20th birthday. So the Sun is starting to like start these rumors. They saw her at Christine pumping gas by herself. Oh, the humanity. And Christine was wiping her eye and she had a bruise on her arm. So of course they said she was crying and bruised. And then they were like, oh, and then there was another photograph where Christine was seen without her engagement ring on because she was cooking. I don't know about you, but I do take off my ring sometimes. I take it off sometimes when I'm working out. I take it off sometimes when I'm cooking, if you're baking. I mean, anything can get stuck up. And that ring she has is beautiful and she probably wants to keep it nice. But they started this like split rumor themselves. They started the rumor themselves. And then today they fixed the rumor by saying that Christine was seen again with her wedding ring on. But now they're claiming that Christine snubbed her fiance who wasn't invited to Isabel's party, which is actually false. Christine just didn't post photos of David there, but you can see in video that he was sitting next to Christine at the table. You can also see in video that Isabel shared that he put a pie on Isabel's face. So David was 100% at her birthday party. Christine has 100% not split with David, and I don't know why people like are already trying to break them up. Why can't people just let relationships be? Like every other day it's like the Sun thinks that Jessa and Ben are going to get divorced from the Duggars, or you know, this or that. Like the only people I care about getting divorced are Kody and Robyn, and that's because they both deserve to be broken in poverty. Just saying. So Robyn and Kody's property is creating a nightmare for neighbors. Christine and David's split didn't happen, and Isabel turned 20. Gwendolyn congratulated her for not getting pregnant, like she avoided being a teen mom, which was such a strange thing to do. And at the birthday party, all of Christine's daughters were there. Then there was another thing I wanted to bring up. There was another rumor started by the Sun that Christine didn't attend Savannah's party. Actually, Christine hosted Savannah's graduation party. McKelty said on her Patreon last week that Christine Brown is the one who hosted the party for Savannah and that everyone came to Christine's home for Savannah's graduation party. They went to Utah because a lot of their family lives up there. And then Hunter and Logan and some of the kids are in Vegas, and it's not very far from Vegas. So they're like, I think 2 or 3 hours from Vegas to where they live, which is closer than where they are in Flagstaff. So it was an easier location for family. And plus, they have all kinds of family up in Utah as well, like all of her other siblings that she has, Savannah has, that are living up there. And then some of her brothers that live down in Flagstaff with their mom, or near Janelle, went up with Janelle for the party. But guess who didn't go to the party? Robyn and Kody. So Kody and Robyn couldn't be bothered to go to Utah for the party, probably because it was at Christine's house. But again, it just proves that everything that Robyn was saying about how Christine doesn't put effort in for her kids is the exact opposite. It's like Robyn has decided that Christine and her kids should be punished. But more than that, like, Robyn is the worst stepmom ever, because you should be encouraging your husband to have a relationship with his kids, the kids that you stole him from. So Christine held the party for Savannah, and Christine and Janelle are still like hanging out. And Janelle has been living on her, I don't even know, in her RV, and she's still in an apartment. I don't really know what's going on with Janelle. She's still in Flagstaff, and Savannah is out in North Carolina and spending the summer with her sister, Maddie, and her brother-in-law, Caleb. I don't know what Savannah's plans are for next year for school. Kody is the worst neighbor in the world. Christine is not splitting from David, and Christine did not snub Savannah's party, but rather it was Kody and Robyn that snubbed Savannah's party. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comments below. Bye, guys.